Oh, hey, Susan. Just finishing up the deck now. We should be good to go for the 2 o'clock meeting.
Hey, Greg. Look, remember the conversation we had last week, the L3 management position?
Yeah.
Some things have come up, and I'm not sure it's gonna happen.
Well, I thought it was kind of a done deal.
Well, Greg, it was, but that was last week. Look, I've got bosses too, and they don't want me to give a promotion to someone who
What'd I do?
Greg, did you print this?
I'm sorry, my printer at home ran out of ink, so I just thought, well...
It's not about the printer.
Well, what's it about?
Guitar tabs. Really?
I'm learning.
Greg, everybody has to start somewhere. But you've been learning for what, 5 years now?
6.
Guitar tabs are great for beginners. But you're not a beginner anymore, are you, Greg? You gotta start using your ears. Besides, people are talking. Jerry's the one who found the tabs. Now half of the office knows.
I can quit tabs anytime. Just say the words. I'll do it.
I'm not telling you to give up guitar tabs, Greg. I'm asking you, how long do you want to use guitar tabs? I'll see you at 2 p.m.
In conclusion, we believe this new campaign will revitalize our brand and help bring in exciting new consumer demos.
A question for Greg. You put together these slides in Excel, yes?
Uh-huh.
And did you use a template for the design?
Yes, I did.
I see.
I have a question, Greg. You used a lot of words in that presentation. Words like synergy, development, and integrated solution. Did you come up with those words? Or did you look them up on the computer somewhere?
I'm sorry, is this about the guitar tabs?
Yes.
And I'm not getting a promotion because of the tabs.
Yes.
Well, then you all can eat it.
Wow. All right.
Hello, hello. I'm Cory Wong. This is Cory and the Wongnotes. Today's episode is all about practice. And practice is about repetition. A lot of amazing skills that people have now didn't come naturally. They have to be learned slowly and deliberately. It's easy to get demoralized because we often don't see the hours and hours of practice that go into learning a skill. But by learning how to practice, slowly, methodically, and deliberately, we can achieve almost anything we can set our mind to. We have a great show for you tonight. Sonny T is here. Hit it!
Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me.
The analytics are in. It appears as if 70% of my audience is creative people, the majority of you musicians. So today, we are here to interview a master of his craft, Sonny T. Now, you may be familiar with Sonny because he's played with me, he's played with Prince, Nick Jonas, Johnny Lang, and Jeff Lee Johnson, one of my favorites. Sonny's played on countless hit songs. All I want for Christmas is you to teach me how to practice better. Today's episode is about practice. Sonny,
Yes.
some people think you're just born with it or not. You did not get this good without all the practice.
No, man. What happened was when I got my first guitar, actually it was my dad bought me a Stratocaster. And that was the
Nice.
first thing the first instrument I ever picked up was a guitar. I had no idea. I just knew I wanted to play it. So I just started feeling it. The first thing I just wanted to touch it. Then finally I'm like, I know I'm not gonna be able to play these songs. So I just started playing one note, then it was 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes, 5 notes, 6 notes. I had no idea about reading music or no music theory, nothing at that time. And I found out I had perfect pitch because everything started coming on the radio.
Yeah.
And I could just, anything I heard, I could just play it. And then it got to the point where, I got stuck.
Just technical facility-wise,
Yeah,
or what?
just technical facility. It was just a certain point where I just got stuck. So I had a music teacher, his name was Mr. Bickham. He gave me a book on music theory.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, are you gonna help me to learn how to read it? He said, no, you're gonna have to do this yourself. You can do it yourself. So I went through the book by myself. He didn't give me no test.
He didn't give you anything?
He didn't do nothing, man.
Nothing?
He just gave me the books. He gave me a lot of books, So I just sat at home for hours and hours and learning music theory, I taught myself how to read and write music.
Wow.
And it took me a while to really understand how all these things happen, but once I learned how to read and music theory, then my head just opened up.
Yeah.
Because once I learned the mathematics to it, then my ear opened up a lot more because I started hearing, I can go there with flat 5, 9, I can take that 11, 13, and then I'd think about it and I could hear it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's what I just heard on Columbo the other night. So it opened my whole head up.
You've seen Petar and I grow a lot over the last few years. You kind of shepherded us through the bunkers scene, you and Michael Bland. You've seen us through our adolescent phase of, super excited about everything, trying to get all the ideas out in one thing.
Right.
And you also have been a mentor and shepherd to a lot of other amazing musicians like Prince, Nick Jonas, Johnny Lang. You've seen them grow. You've seen a lot of different musicians grow in many different ways. They've each taken different things from you. Can you speak about what you've seen each of these musicians take from your leadership or mentorship?
For me, it's just actually the growth of understanding time. The growth of understanding time and placement. Because like with Petar, when I first met him a few years ago, he had so much technique and he was just, we would play a song and we'd be here. By the end of the song, we'd be here because he gets so excited. It's not that he didn't understand tempo. He just had to just sit down and relax and play. And he's just like, he's a million miles from that now.
Yeah.
He's actually grown into a great, great drummer now.
Yeah. What about some of the other cats, like playing with Nick?
Nick, I think what he took from me was more of an excitement of rhythm.
Yeah.
Because I play a lot of rhythm guitar, but I play a lot of rock guitar, 2 rock solos and all that.
Yeah.
But I think for me, because he's a great songwriter, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that. But I think that's what he took from me is just the understanding of just having fun and playing and just sitting in the pocket and just chilling,
Yeah.
And because that's where I live at. I live in the pocket. Even bass, guitar, if you're gonna play, you gotta hold your lane. No matter what you improvise around it, you can't move, hit somebody else, knock them off the road, you know.
Yeah.
So.
What about somebody like Prince? What did he take from studying?
Harmonics, chords, scales.
Yeah.
Learning different chord structures. I taught him a few things about his voice actually too.
Yeah.
When he was younger, because he had like this really high falsetto. It was powerful, and it's like, no man, just tighten up, let it roll over the top of your voice box, and.
Of course, we know that people need to practice a lot. We need to put in the time on the instrument. We need to practice scales, arpeggios, licks.
Right.
You can hear them and it sounds like they're playing something that they practiced. So there's a fine line between practicing something to get good at that thing, but how do you make something sound like it's not so practiced anymore?
You got to play with other people. You got to have somebody to bounce your thing off of, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of great players that have never played in any band. You know, you got to get out there and you got to play with other musicians, you know, because somebody might want to hire you. And if you're just sitting in your room and you might be great, but can you play well with others? You know,
Yeah.
can you gel within a group? And that is important. That's, for me, the most important thing because everyone has a role to play. And the more you play with people, the more you'll understand your role and where you're supposed to sit within the frame of the context of the music.
You can't practice other people listening to you and responding to you when that recording is the same every time.
Exactly. Exactly.
I like that. Awesome. Is there any parting wisdom that you want to share with anybody, even maybe outside of music, just when it comes to mastering a craft? General wisdom for getting really good at something.
I think if you really want to get good at what you want to do, I think you need to really put yourself into it, try to learn as much as you can about it, but actually have a passion for it. Don't just do it because you think you can do it. Have a passion for it and really get into it because everything else will follow that because you will have the discipline and it'll pay off and you will see the benefit from it and you will see growth. You know, you'll see growth if you do it this way. I mean, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Sonny, thank you so much for joining us. It is such a treat to have you on this show, such a treat to have you in the band for this. Thank you so much.
Oh, man, thank you, man. God bless you, too.
Hey, can you give me a G?
Yes, sir.
That one's flat. How about a D?
Sure. Whoops. I guess it was sharp.
Sonny, is this in tune?
And now, some instruments that didn't catch on. The throat gong. The tactical flute. The tambourine. This has been Instruments That Didn't Catch On.
Shout out to the syncopated source material of Sonny T for sharing some of his shredding and shedding techniques. We'll see you next time.